Hey guys, I'm back with another discussion on the new banner, the New Heroes Echoes of Mystery banner. I'm going to be talking about reasons why you should or shouldn't pull, as well as my personal choice with pulling on this banner. So we have Katarina, Athena, Roderick, and Luke. And I'm sure most of you guys know what they do by now. We had the video and all. So the reasons why you would do this banner and pull is obviously if you like the characters. If you're a fan of these characters, go get them by all means. I mean, you want to have the characters you like. What's the point of playing if you're not using a character you want, right? Secondly, if you like just collecting every character, just to catch them all, obviously you can pull on this banner. Just a warning though, I used to do that with other mobile games, and it's a steep slope in terms of how much it could cost you in the end. So you got to be really careful when you do that stuff. Now, for the practical reasons, Wodao and Swift Sparrow. If you like those skills, if you want to use a Wodao build for like a Hana, like I do, or Swift Sparrow is finally out, it's no longer limited to the limited edition Lucina. This is a good time to collect these skills, so you can pass them on to other characters. It's very nice since they were limited to the Lucina and Carol, and they're not the easiest to get, so there's a good opportunity to collect them for builds you want. Another reason is for Fire Boost from Luke. It's an interesting skill, and it's definitely going to have some potential, though personally I would wait a little while until pulling for specifically that reason, just because we don't know quite how useful it can be yet. Now for Fire Sweep Lance from Roderick, this is a good lance to pass on too. Like think about for a character like Effie, you have the Brave build Effie and the Silver Lance Effie, and Fire Sweep has the same power as the Silver Lance for Effie. And if you add this, it's basically allowing you to use a new beast skill. So you can, you basically have Wary Fighter in the lance, so you don't have to bother with the beast skill. You can add another beast skill. But remember that with this lance, because you can't counter back, you can't use Quick Riposte or Vantage. It will not work. So you can't add that to Effie if you do that build. You have to do something like Renewal or something, Now, there's a very high chance of getting a red focus unit because there's 3 of them. So it's a good chance to get just one of these 3 if you just want one of them. And it's a very high chance of getting a red 5-star in general if you're pulling because of the focus and the focus on that. So if you just want to get more red 5-stars, is a good opportunity. And then lastly, if you want the Lance or Roderick, there's a very high chance you're going to pull him because he's the only focus blue. So it's a very good chance you probably won't have your streak loss pulling an off focus unit. So for reasons why you don't want to pull on this banner is obviously if you don't like the characters, but we'll just move on from that because that's pretty obvious. Now, if you're doing it for the meta or the stats of the characters, like if you want to add them for the arena bonus, they're not very strong at all. Athena is a mildly stronger, mildly slower Lanku, and I explained last video how he's not the most useful character despite his speed. Katarina is exactly another Tharja offensively, just she has a worse tome. So it would take more work to build her than pulling Tharja from the Tempest banner. You could just do that right now and get the same exact character, and it would take less SP and 5-star characters to build that character. As for Luke, he's not nearly defensive enough, nor has enough HP to make use of Panic Ploy. And his defense and offense, they don't make the best use of Brave Sword nor his Bonfire. So you'd have to really mess with him and build to make him if you want to use him correctly. And then Roderick may have some potential for melee horse teams, but he's honestly a watered down Camus in terms of viability and his toolkit. So it would just be better to work on Camus rather than him. And secondly, he doesn't have the defenses to justify not being able to counter back when he's attacked with his lance, especially with the speed he comes with. And a fire sweep lance, it sounds really interesting, but it's a melee fire sweep, and it's not going to be the same as a fire sweep bow. The range makes a lot of difference in the viability, so don't expect it to perform like a fire sweep Cordelia is able to. Another reason not to pull is for the ploy skills. I know many of you are excited about Panic Ploy and what this can do for the game, and breaking the horse meta and whatnot, but it's not going to do a thing. it's a very underwhelming and conditional skill that if it activates, it's gonna at best affect 1 unit's buff out of an entire team. Maybe if you activate it in the middle of a match, you might get 2 of them, but it's not gonna stop, half the team, and it's too costly trying to fish a 5-star just for that skill. And then lastly, if the focus reds, if you're specifically hunting for one of those characters, while the chances of getting a red focus are high, the chances of getting a specific red focus are lower than you might think. It's going to be a wiser choice to wait for a banner where they're featured again and then the only color focus of that banner. So that's why I would wait, if you want one specific character from them. Now, I'm not going to be pulling on this banner, and the reasons I'm not is because I don't like the characters very much. When it comes to the new mystery, the Marth era of games, I only really like Tiki and Sheeta. Those are the only characters I really care for, and they're already in the game, and I already have them, so I'm not really interested. There are other characters I'm willing to wait for. Now, while I really want to collect Wodows and Swift Sparrows, specifically the Wodows, because I have 3 builds I want to make, I want to wait to see who becomes a 4-star. It's going to be a little hard to collect multiple Athena or Katarina for the skill purposes, like I said earlier with the focus reds and getting a specific one. So it might be wiser to see if one of them becomes a 4-star, and then you can try to pull them later in another banner. And then secondly, this banner's out for about 2 weeks. We have a lot of time to think over what we want, if we want to summon, if we don't. So I'm not going to be using my orbs immediately right this second, especially when another banner could show up that could be a lot better. And then lastly is there's supposed to be another limited edition banner in the summer, specifically in July. I don't know what it's going to be. A lot of people are suggesting that it's going to be like a beach swimsuit kind of thing. So, I went crazy trying to get the Cordelia limited edition. Limited edition characters they could be so good, and they might be a character you really like, and you only have that one chance to get them as far as we know. Maybe they'll come back in a year's time. But I don't want to, pass up the chance, so I'm going to save all the orbs I can. So yeah, that's pretty much the rundown of this banner. If it helps you guys think about what you want to get, I'm happy that it did so. Obviously in the end, it's focused for what it can do for you, and, if you like the characters or not. If you're specifically hunting for skills and whatnot, I would wait just a little bit. But, it's a good opportunity to get some of these exclusive skills that have been kind of rare to get. So, yeah, I'm going to catch you guys later. So, take care. Bye.